we have a description of a car that Collins left McKinney about 2 o'clock yesterday morning, headed toward Denton on Highway 24. And McKinney is about 30 miles east of here. And we found the body at about 7:30 yesterday morning, about halfway between Denton and McKinney, about 2 miles inside Denton County.
Has there been any sightings of this car?
There hasn't been any sightings. We have an all-points bulletin out for this car. It's a late model brown Chevrolet with Indiana license.
You have not got the license plate number, though.
We do not have the license plate number. We do not have a description of the other 3 boys. All the description we have of them, they looked like college-aged boys.
Sheriff, even though young Collins was pretty well stripped of all identification, you came up with an ID fairly fast. How was this done?
Well, it was done by jacket. He had a pea coat on over this jacket, and they probably didn't know the jacket had any emblem on it, and we identified him with this. It says Tennessee Swimming, Southeast Conference Champion 1969. And then we immediately contacted the swimming coach at the University of Illinois. He was very helpful and running it down and helping us identify the boy.
Representatives of Lake Worth Civic Club, a group of residents whose homes are located on the shores of Lake Worth in North Fort Worth, appeared before the City Parks and Recreation Board this morning in Fort Worth in an effort to save their homes. Under a ruling some months ago, the City of Fort Worth would not renew any leases for private residences on the lakefront. The city wants the property for expanded recreational use. Proposed plans would call for dredging the lake, creating islands in the lake and new shoreline which could be used for public recreation, thus leaving the area where homes, many of them quite expensive, have been located for many years to be left as home sites. This is a report presented to the Parks and Recreation Board this morning, and I quote from it. In a house-to-house survey conducted by the Civic Club, more than 96% of the lease holders have made positive commitments they will purchase their leases at fair market value if given the opportunity to do so. Now, what this means is that the owners of the homes in the Lake Worth area would like to buy the areas where their homes are now. They say they'd like to be given until June 1st of 1970 as a deadline to make those purchases, and they say that at a fair market value, the city would net about $2.5 million from such sales. That much money, the homeowners say, could be used to turn Lake Worth into a great park, and any expansion plans the city might choose to develop should be accomplishable with that much money. In Fort Worth, this is Jerry Taff.
The strange saga of Private Carl Herring ended today when the Commandant of the U.S. Marine Corps at the Pentagon ordered him released from the brig at the Naval Air Station here in Grand Prairie. Herring is the Dallas man who spent 12 years trying to realize a boyhood dream to become a Marine. Then yesterday it was learned he had been arrested for desertion. Today, the whole thing turned out to be a monumental Marine Corps mix-up. It was a rather ironic ending to the story of probably the most unusual recruit the Marine Corps ever had. Herring joined the Corps 12 years ago. 3 times he tried to complete basic training, but something always happened. He was plagued by a bizarre series of mishaps. He tore ligaments in his knee. He broke his wrist. He contracted meningitis. Eventually, he saved his money to pay for a knee operation and rejoined the Corps at the ripe old age of 28. This time he made it through basic training, and the Marine Corps gave him a Distinguished Service Medal. Last summer, new problems with his knee again forced Herring's discharge from the service. He came home to Dallas, apparently thinking it was all over, but it wasn't. 5 months later, he found himself arrested for desertion. I spent most of the day talking to the Marine Corps headquarters at the Pentagon, trying to unravel the Carl Herring mystery. Late this afternoon, a Marine Corps spokesman finally told me that the whole thing had simply been an unfortunate mistake. Herring will be placed on the rolls at the Naval Air Station here until he can be properly discharged from the military. There won't be any disciplinary action, the Marine Corps says. This is Tommy Ayers reporting for Channel 8 News.
I don't think it's a question of the city council members being sympathetic to what has happened to our War on Poverty program. I think it's a matter that we tend to refuse to ripple the water or bring up controversial issues. We try to overlook it sometimes.
Well, is there a stall going on in the council, do you think?
Well, I felt that we should have named the members from the council last Monday, as the Commissioners Court did, because of the time limitation imposed upon us by the OEO. But I don't think that next Monday will be too late to accomplish the job.
Are you going to insist on it Monday?
Yes, I am.
And do you want to be a member of that committee yourself?
I would be happy to serve as a member of the committee. However, I'll not insist upon it. I think that the council may select some good people. I would, for instance, like to see Councilman Gary Weber serving on the committee, because he has thus far not taken a position, or he has not spoken out on the matter, and I think he'd make at least one good member of the committee.
What do you look for the committee to accomplish?
I think that the end result will be that the Commissioners Court will request the City Council to redesignate some people from the community, or some organizations from the community sector, who would be more representative of the entire viewpoint of Dallas County.
Could we get...
By making good use of our time, taking good care of our lives, but most of all, thanking God for a holiday such as
and a